bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shishina Roll. As always, it's so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Bahamas looking to boost its ratings as a destination for investment. Representatives from countries around the world on Grand Bahama this week to look at opportunities to invest. The delegates are meeting in a two-day conference at the Grand Lucayan Resort. Government and other stakeholders hope this forum will produce huge dividends for the Bahamas. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
Pomp and pageantry setting the stage as hundreds gathered at the Lucayan Resort for the international event, which not only attracted local stakeholders, but delegates from 27 countries around the world. The nation's leader, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie, in delivering the keynote address said the historic event is designed to attract new business of global proportions and to bolster the economy of the Bahamas and more specifically, Grand Bahama.
This is about believing in Freeport to those of you who work here, who have investments here, and it's about ensuring as we have our visitors come in, potential investment coming in. It's about understanding the absolute necessity to expose those Bahamians working in ministries to this process. And so to those of you who have come from afar, I am really heartened to see such a diverse turnout. I am sure this bodes well for the success of this forum and for the future success of this city and indeed all of Grand Bahama.
The nation's leader emphasized the need for new vision that will lead to innovation and opportunities created to unlock many doors for future growth and development in this country.
There are wonderful signs on the horizon for us in the form of applications of people who are prepared to spend their money in pursuance of developing economic interests in the Bahamas. And so even though next week I will speak to the nation in terms of how we have to trim our sails, it is all predicated on the success that I think will come in the ensuing years. So remember this for me though. Each of you here today is a big player in making that success happen.
The Prime Minister challenged those in attendance to become agents of change. He stated that projects and investment must possess local appeal while promoting a global reach.
Grand Bahama definitely has in petrochemicals, in pharmaceuticals. It has already developed a culture on a skill of manufacturing. These cruise ships we spend millions of dollars with. Direct funding in terms of monies we spend. Can we not, those who have the entrepreneurial desire, the promotional obligation, approach them with a view to joint venturing in factories to manufacture the bedding and other such materials that go and are used there? These are opportunities for us and opportunities that must be taken advantage of. We must also be resolute, Sarah, in making a push in this financial services. So speak to Ryan about this. Be at one with Ryan Pinder in this regard. It must go beyond talk. What is it that we have to do? Port Authority and government must go beyond talk.
In a frank and candid address, the Prime Minister noted a major hurdle impeding potential economic growth on Grand Bahama, the high cost of electricity.
I said, and I close with this to Amira. I said, listen, the cost of electricity is so intimidating to the people of Grand Bahama. I said, just do me a little study and tell me that I could plug into Florida Power and Light. And I was serious as a cat. There comes a time when you just can't sit down and watch people not be able to live because of the demands being made on their earnings.
The Prime Minister stated that now is the time for less talk and more action. He says movers and shakers must network in order to help take this island and indeed the Bahamas to the next level. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Joan Davis-Roll.
The two-day International Investment and Business Forum is jointly sponsored by the Bahamas Investment Authority, the Commonwealth Business Council, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Chairman of the port, Ian Fair, welcomed the delegates to the conference while promoting Grand Bahama as the right place to invest.
The world is experiencing a significant change, both in terms of growth and also in terms of economic power. So it is imperative that we use events such as this for effective dialogue. It is our objective that you achieve an increased awareness of the unique set of features and advantages that the Bahamas, and especially Grand Bahama, has to offer. If you can imagine the possibilities, we pledge our wholehearted commitment to assisting in making the realities for the benefit of our island, our country, and the wider Caribbean region.
Now, Chairman of the Commonwealth Business Conference, Dr. Mohan Kaul, said the Bahamas has a great reputation in the marketplace and is an attractive place for foreign direct investment. But he said while the Bahamas is known internationally as a premier tourism center, very little is known about other areas of business which could prove beneficial.
The Bahamas is not yet well known as it should be as a major shipping, logistics, manufacturing, and IT hub. Emphasis is also needed in development of small and medium-scale businesses for bottom-up economic development. This is what Freeport signifies. And any investor who visits this island will leave salivating at the as yet untapped potential.
Now, the conference continues tomorrow. The Minister of Tourism, the Honorable O.B. Wilshcombe, Frank Comito of the Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association, and Stuart Bowe of Kersner International will be among the speakers. In other news, police over on the island of Abaco are investigating an apparent accidental shooting that has left a man dead. According to police reports, around 8 o'clock Tuesday night, three men went to a farm about 6 miles south of Spring City to hunt wild boars. One of the men, who was carrying a licensed shotgun, reportedly accidentally shot his hunting partner, who died at the scene. The victim has been identified as 40-year-old Jurier Dubison of the Marsh Harbor. Investigations are continuing. Meantime, police are paying particular attention to the community of Caravel Beach. That community has become a hotspot for crime in recent time. As a result, the authorities have beefed up patrol in that area. Shakara Trott reports.
These lovely builders, they come here and use it through the criminal enterprise. It's off the road, so vehicles pass. They don't know what's going on here.
For this and many other reasons, police of the Eastern Division partnered with environmental health officials and urban renewal officers moving into the Caravel Beach area. Leaving the urban renewal headquarters, police hit the pavement, taking to the side streets to hear of the many problems plaguing residents in that community.
The concerns are young guys walking the street, and they suspect them to, of course, selling drugs. We've seen a number of youngsters. We have spoken to them, and of course we will do whatever we can to ensure that the area remains safe.
According to DeVoe, the visit provided an outlet for residents to speak with police and receive safety tips.
Police presence is paramount, very important. We intend to have police officers patrol the area more. In addition to us patrolling, today we have issued flyers with safety tips so that homeowners will know how to protect the building, how to secure them, how to prevent persons from getting on the inside and stealing their items.
The officer in charge of the Eastern Division adds that a team of officers will continue to canvass the entire neighborhood.
What we want to do is to not only drive through the community, we intend to do walkabouts, we will park the vehicles, and of course we want to get personal with the residents, go to their homes, talk to them, and we find that when we do that, they tend to open more than if you drive by and hail. You know, they want that personal contact, and that is what we intend to do, particularly in this area.
It's a partnership between police, business owners, and those living in Caravel Beach. And DeVoe says the police wants to make a difference in that community.
Those who sell drugs, we want to say to them, stop, cease, desist from the sale of illegal drugs. And at the same time, we want to send a warning to the building owners. We want them to secure the buildings, because if they do, it will prevent persons from congregating on the inside. And of course, you know, there's an old saying which says, the devil find things for idle hand to do.
DeVoe says more mobile and foot patrols will be conducted in the year ahead.
We will be coming back here throughout the week, and indeed, as long as necessary, for us to complete our walkabout.
Shakara Trott, ZNS Network News.
A Grand Bahama family is mourning after losing their loved one in a house fire in the Southern District. As police officials continue their investigations into this tragedy, the family is also trying to figure out what could have gone wrong. 2 days after 56-year-old Martin Russell perished in his home in a fiery blaze, his family looks on with disbelief. His niece, Melvandra Higgs, discovered that the tin single-story structure that Russell lived in was engulfed in flames, and that's when she alerted other family members.
Me and my mommy was cooking some food for my brother, and when we went to bed, she tell me she smelled some rubber. And when I look out my window, my uncle shack was on fire. And I went outside and I tell my auntie them, and they call the fire engine. And I reach out, all the people is getting water from the households, you know, to try help. But the fire engine, they respond quick and they bring water. You imagine? They brought water for them.
As firefighters and neighbors try to put out the fire, the close-knit family had a gut-wrenching feeling that Russell was still inside.
Because I asked them if they see my uncle, and he wouldn't appear, so I guess he was inside the shack while it was burning. Because when I run outside, they said, yeah, and you see Uncle Martin? She say, no. Man, I holler. When they bring him out on the stretcher, I holler. Because we was hoping he wasn't there, you know, but it's a sad thing, man. I know, I ain't like that, but ain't nothing I could do. God must have had it planned that way, you know.
Sisters Marianne and Linda took care of their brother. While they both admit that he was a complex individual with his share of problems, they both agree that he will be missed.
I ain't sleep that night, boy. I mean, he's a cuss to carry on. Then he come back and say, what I say? We say, you know, I say, you know, you case me. I ain't say that, man. Sorry. You know, but that was still him, you know.
But Shoshana, did God be, God make it, and he take it. So that's all we can say. God knows all. Everybody got a destiny to go in. So I guess that was his final one right there. But, you know, he can be, or we can miss him, but ain't nothing we can do. God love him but better than us, I guess. And you can't question God. I try to question him that they do, you know, why he do it, but he ain't answer me.
The cause of the fire is not known at this time. However, police are actively investigating. Meantime, family members are making plans to hold a memorial for 56-year-old Martin Russell. The Bahamas Union of Teachers elections may be 4 months away, but the campaign trail is already heating up. Tonight, a current executive confirms that he is vying for the top post, and he is sharing how he plans to change the organization once elected. With over 4,000 members in the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Secretary General Stephen McPhee says it is time to take the organization to another level. He is vying for the position of president in the upcoming elections because he believes the union is currently at a standstill.
Bahamas Union of Teachers, I think, need to start to play a more integral role in the development of 21st century public education system in the Bahamas. The perception is that we are a trade union, and you'll hear a lot from persons on the street or even among some of the members. The only time we see the Bahamas Union of Teachers is when they're in the public fighting for money. We want the public to know that we are a union of professionals, and we deserve the respect of the society, as well as we are most interested in moving the Bahamas towards 21st century quality education. And at this time, myself and a group of members have decided that we want to put the Bahamas Union of Teachers on track.
McPhee says not only does he possess the vision and level of integrity needed, but he also has what it takes to outcompete current President Belinda Wilson.
I've never served or ran on a team with Belinda Wilson, but praise God, unfortunately, I've never lost to Belinda Wilson, and now the members will have the opportunity to decide whether they would want the union to be led by someone who is willing to demonstrate the level of professionalism, bring back integrity to the Bahamas Union of Teachers, broaden the democracy, and embracing teamwork.
While he has not yet launched his platform or his team of candidates, McPhee contends that he will not challenge all positions.
I can assure you we're going to challenge at least all of the national offices in the election. There are some executive officers who would have served before I would have had the privilege to serve with, and I think they've done a very good job. I have shared with them the platform, and they have made the commitment that if I am successful, that they have no problem endorsing that platform.
For more on McPhee's campaign, you can visit Facebook and search Vote Stephen McPhee for President. Well, meantime, the incumbent president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, has already relaunched her re-election campaign. Wilson says she's not bothered at all by McPhee's decision to run against her for the top post. McPhee currently serves as the Secretary General of BUT, and Wilson calls his decision to offer for the position of president a display of democracy at work, and she welcomes the challenge.
No problem. Any member of the Bahamas Union of Teachers has a right to vie for any position that they wish, and I believe that the majority of the members will support me because they know that my heart and my passion is in my work, and they've seen the fruits of my labor. So I have no concern about whoever runs.
Now, Wilson says she's confident of victory and notes that her record over the past 3 years will ensure victory at the polls come June 11th.
Our record is a very, very good one, and you would note that as we speak now, we're building a $1.3 million building. In about a month's time, 1 or 2 months' time, we'll be opening a Teachers Mart in New Providence. We're having the union's history book written. We've been very good with the finances. We've saved lots of money for the members. We've been able to give them Christmas vouchers for Christmas. We were able to pay our shop stewards honoraria. We've been able to even give our retirees a voucher at Christmas time. We've been able to push for new terms and conditions of service. We're putting a new agreement to the government. I think we have done a yeoman's job, and we expect to be returned.
Switching gears now, a local fraternity is showing a little heart by donating to a cause that is committed to mending broken hearts. The Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation says at least 12 children are on the waiting list for surgery, and the foundation estimates that a minimum of $250,000 is needed each year for such procedures. The Phi Beta Sigma fraternity is hoping to lend a helping hand. Spokesperson for the group, Bishop Reno Smith.
This year, we will donate our efforts and time to once again participate in our annual Dollar Day Drive beginning this Saturday at 8 a.m. at the junctions of Call Road and East Sunrise Highway. This year, we decided, because we're doing it at we're getting a late start, we've decided to do it 2 Saturdays. And so this Saturday will be our first attempt on Saturday morning at Call Road, East Sunrise Highway, and next Saturday, the first Saturday in March, we'll conclude this exercise on the corners of Pioneers Way and the Mall Drive, downtown Freeport.
Little Jordan Carey is a recipient of the assistance from the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation. His mother, Jaretta Roberts, says help from the foundation and the public at large made the difference.
Had we had to personally come up with these monies, the surgery could have ranged for anywhere from $200,000 to $250,000. But because the foundation funds surgeries for children every year, they have agreements with the hospitals and with the doctors to offer the surgeries at a discount. And this can range from anywhere from $25,000 to $60,000 per child. So even with the foundation's assistance, and even though their target is $250,000, you know, surgeries can really exceed this amount.